Hello and welcome to DCD Transporters, and thanks for joining us on this video of the latest conversion to leave the workshop. So as you can see behind me, this lovely cherry red T6 is almost ready to leave us. So just before it does, we wanted to show you what we've been up to with it. So stick with us, we'd love to show you around. So let's come and have a look. So let's take a walk around the outside of this absolutely gorgeous cherry red T6. So it's 2018 trendline model. So it's got aircon, cruise control, and a few other really nice little features. So starting with the outside of the van, front end, we've got the LED headlight upgrade. Because let's be honest, the standard ones are like running a pair of candles. So not that great. So LED headlamps in the dipped beam and Osram night breakers in the main beam. So that's going to make loads of difference if you're using it at night. And next up, the lovely hookup in the VW badge. Really like that. Saves us from having to do quite horrible holes on the side of the van. Really nice, easy to get to. Hook up on there, so that's really good. Coming down the side of the van, we've got glazing on the middle panels, so on the sliding door and on the opposite side, and then round to the back of the van, we've got glazing on the rear doors, so really nice there. Pop top is a Skyline Aurora, so as you'll see when we get round to the front, it uses the lock-in mechanism on those catches, which is really nice, very secure system. I really like that. It's a really decent roof, UK made, and with a good warranty as well. So you've got a front window section and then two sort of mosquito type blinds on the side. And it's the scenic version. So as you can see from that little zip and the piece going around the side there, that's gonna unzip and then you'll be able to roll it all the way back and have that safari style roof. So that's really nice. But obviously the best bit for us is inside the van. So let's take a look on what we've been up to on the inside. So as we come into the van from the sliding door, we've got our ship deck flooring, and then on the corner there, we've got a really nice lashing point there for the owners dogs, so they can tie them to that and have them on their lead, so they've still got a bit of freedom. They get in and out of the van, but obviously can't come to any harm and stray. So that's a really nice little point there to have as a lashing point for your leads. And then on the right hand side, you've got the porta potty storage drawer with weight bearing runners, so really nice there. So that'll take the weight of the porta potty on somebody. And then you've got a nice little hidey hole here. I normally use that for tent pegs and your rubber mallet. They'll hide in there out of the way, so they're really nice and easy to get to when you rock up at the campsite. Let's jump inside. So this has got our U-shaped system in a really nice light grey with grey suede cushions, looking really rather lovely. Up the front here, which I'm now about to jump onto, is the double seat swivel. As you can see, our quick release design, which is really nice, really easy to use, and cabinets all the way through. So let's jump in and I'll give you the full rundown. So our U-shaped setup comprises of two side pods with a removable buddy box at the back of the van. That is to enable you to have full load through space. So with the buddy box gone and the flap put over to the main pod, it means you've got a really lovely walk-through area and a fully capable load through area as well. So you can use the back doors and you can still get things into the van that are quite lengthy. So if you like fishing, or you like bringing your mountain bike with you or road bike, you can get them inside the van. and other big things as well. So you haven't lost the practicality of the van. You know, it still remains quite a practical thing. So camper van and, you know, good usable van space as well. Cover the cushions or take the cushions out, leave them at home, and you can be able to get lots of stuff in here if you have to do a run to the recycling centre or anything like that. So really, really handy. Like I said, so the buddy box, completely removable, and once that's out of the van, you've got this lovely walk-through area. Another one of our favourites is this 360 table, so supported on the side of the driver's side pod, the smaller pod, and it's eccentric, so you can move it around really well to get into lots of different positions. So it's going to suit 2 people dining, or even up to 4, so you can move it around, and it's really, really handy. So you can shunt it towards the back of the van, spin it around, and then you can then sit a bit further up the front of the van as well and still get full use out of that table. So it's a really nice setup and a really nice thing to use. You can even extend the worktop and make it a little bit longer, so you've got even more sort of available worktop space if you're prepping for cooking and things like that. So let's just have a little bit more of a detailed look at these really lovely suede cushions. So there are foam cushions with a Dacron wrap around them and then covered in suede, and we've got little button details because sometimes the cushions can look a little bit like a slab if they're covered in just the suede on its own without any detail. So a nice little button detail going through the middles of those really does sort of finish it off and make that really quite stylish, I think. So the suede's really nice, hard wearing, and super soft, really lovely to touch, and just looks absolutely fabulous. I think you'll agree. So let's have a look at the cabinets that we've got in this one. So this is the main sort of kitchen cabinet and worktop. At the top there we've got a little sink, and then the new Dometic NRX fridge. Really nice fridge. Really impressed with these new ones. I think they're absolutely fabulous. Really nice premium fridge. Next to that, we've got the main cupboard. Inside the main cupboard, we've got the water tank. So you can see in there, the water tank supported and can't go anywhere. Really nice big cupboard there. And then at the top, we have full length pull out drawer. And underneath the sink, because the sink bowl is really low, including the drainer, that's just a blank. So the sink in here, have a look at that, and you get a little tap in there. Really nice little sink there. The worktop is solid oak, really nice piece of oak on there as well, with a really lovely Osmo finish to the top of it. Over to the right hand side, we've got the sockets, including the master switch for the tap, and then the top switch for the under lighting. So we've got cabinet lighting underneath there on a continuous LED, and then obviously the switch for that sitting on that side. The other lights are all dimmable in the van, so we've got the dimmable lights there. Then obviously this one's set as a separate for your sort of cook and prep area. Now above the main worktop is the full length cabinet. Now we don't normally advise going full length on the U-shape because it is going to spoil the seating area on that side of the van, so you're not quite going to get underneath there now as a full sort of seat. But the girls that own this van, they really wanted the extra storage, so we've done that in terms of this full length cabinet, which is really lovely, really nice sized. Get loads of really cool bits and bobs in there. That's all soft close as well, and self-latching. You've got the night heater controls in the middle of that panel, and then another really nice sized cabinet down at the end there. And again, soft close and self-latching. USB just sitting at the back, so you've got some charging for your phones while you're in bed. And then obviously the van shades on the back of the van in a really nice midnight colour, looking really cool. We've put some additional lights above the rear there, which are going to be handy when you're reading or doing anything towards the back of the van. It's going to really illuminate that bit as well. So really, really nice. Now the pop top in this one is a bifold. So I think we've been talking about this before. It just allows you to stand a lot further down the van than what you would do if you had the standard bed. So you're going to be able to get a lot further down the van at head height than what you would have done otherwise. So it's got a really, really nice bit of headroom there. And then, like I said, the scenic canvas, which is unzippable. And then we've got the 2 mosquito nets on the sides, big window on the front, and there's the other one there. And then up in the pop top, you've got additional lighting on the little flexi lamp, and then that flexi lamp's got a USB on it as well, so you can charge your phone if you are staying in the bed upstairs. There's that. And I think you'll find it's like with the double seat swiveled round, it does create a really big area of space. So really, really nice. It does really open it up by having that on the swivel. Just quickly, on the side of the cabinet is the outlet for the night heater, which is there on a little directional nozzle, so you can point that in towards the van. And then all the electrics are hidden nicely underneath the driver's seat. Let's go and take a look around the back of the van, and we'll show you the storage in there. So on the left hand side, we've got a really big storage drawer, and instead of our usual kitchen that we'd have here, we've just got full, great big drawer for storage. Amazing. And then a prep area and worktop that will move from one side to the other on a slider with stainless steel top. So you can do your cooking on there. You can pop your cooker on that if you need to, and do so a bit of food prep, a bit of cooking on there, and then you've still got access into this massive cupboard, which is really, really lovely. So you've got loads and loads of storage in there. So just quickly before we remove the buddy box, let's just have a look at it in situ, and you can see access to the buddy box from inside the van. So with the cushion just popped up out of the way and the flap moved across, you can then get access into the buddy box. So you can access the buddy box quite easily from either outside the van or inside the van, because it hinges to the side. So that's going to give you loads and loads of storage in there. You can put obviously your mucky boots in there, other clothing, coats, bits and bobs. Really, really good big storage area, and super easy to use and get in and out of the van as well. Sits on nice little rubber feet, so it can't make any noise, and it won't then jiffle forwards, as we've got some nice stops on the end there to stop it from sliding. So it's not going to make any movement under hard braking or acceleration. It's going to stay exactly where you put it. With the little buddy box out of the van, as you can see, it makes a really handy little stool or somewhere just to sit if you need to outside. Pop it in your awning, or if you don't need to use it in the van, then of course you can leave it at home and the van will still function as a U-shape, as the side pods. The bed still works, everything still works, even without that buddy box in there. So it's up to you whether you want to bring it, leave it at home, or move it around, put it in the awning, but everything still functions. And while we're looking at the back of the van, look at that great load through area. That's just massive, isn't it? We've got loads of space there to get in and out of the van, from the back of the van through the barn doors or tailgate, and it's that lovely walk through area. We don't always need to use the side door, but in this instance it just really opens up the van and gives you access which you wouldn't normally get with other sort of traditional U-shaped setups. So that's why we've done it this way, so you can then put your mountain bike in there, road bike in there, kayak, SUPs, everything is possible, isn't it? Like fishing gear, really good load area. And like we said earlier, if you need to go and use the van as a van, you can still do that and get some pretty chunky items in there without having to worry about it just being useful for a camper van only, you know. So lots and lots of different functions that the van is still capable of doing. So without the buddy box in the van, as we said, the whole system still functions exactly as it did before. So it's not integral to the thing working. It all still functions with or without the buddy box. So here it is as a U-shape again, but just without the buddy box in the van. One of my favourite things about the buddy box is just how practical it is. But one of the other best things about it is when it's not in the van, how much it opens the van up by. By not having that buddy box in here, this space then becomes massive. So you've got a real big bench seat. You know, you're going to easily fit 3 people down here and 2 people on the other side. So if you want to be a bit social while you're out and you're camping, then you can. You know, you can get lots of people in this setup with ease. It's still got the front seats available as well. So it's a really lovely setup. If you are out with friends camping and the weather turns a bit rubbish, you've got a nice table to play games at, and of course you can get lots of people in your van, and that's really surprising considering how small these vans are. So this is why we're such big advocates of this setup. I think it is just the best setup you're going to get in a van of this size. It just makes it so practical, and everybody likes that feeling of space, especially when you've opened the windows, you've got a lovely view outside, you can sit back, relax in the van, and you've got all of this space around you. And that's absolutely perfect. So let me show you quickly how the van turns from day mode into night mode. So we're just going to get the table, remove that out of the way, and flip the bench over so it then becomes the bed. So here it is into night mode. We've got a pretty decent sized bed there. So up to the cabinet on the left hand side there is your what would be normal 3/4 rock and roll bed size. So it's just over 112, which is pretty standard. And then going back towards the end of the van near the barn doors, we've then got this really wide section, which is going to give you so much more shoulder space when you're sleeping. So it's going to enable you to spread out just that little bit more. And we've still retained the cabinet. So we've still got the cabinet there with really good storage, really nice worktop. So you've got your sink up there and you've got a nice prep area. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect for camping and staying over. You know, it's a really good setup for maximizing space within the van, and you're maximizing your storage and giving you the biggest possible bed you're going to get without having to compromise on this worktop. Now obviously we can, you know, get rid of part of the worktop and enable you to have a full-size bed all the way down, but I think the cabinet gives you that really nice storage area. It allows you to put obviously the water tanks inside. I really am a big fan of the tanks being inside rather than outside, and it's just going to give you good storage space for your bits and bobs to take away with you, your food and all your other things like that are going to be able to be stowed in that cupboard really nicely. What another great space up the top here. So this is the double bed up in the pop top. So it's going to be a really decent sized bed, super to use summertime or wintertime with the heater on. You're going to have a nice comfy night up here. You've got a memory foam mattress, which incidentally you can use this mattress downstairs as a topper just to smooth out some of those cushions, so you get a more uniform sort of a bed surface. But obviously up here it's a really nice little topper that you can keep up in the pop top, ready for use, and it's a really nice decent sized bed at the top here. I do really enjoy using the beds at the top here. It's just a nice space, and of course then it just means you can leave downstairs as a lounge, and that just makes you got like 2 little compartments that sort of separate very nicely. So this is a great little space up here. You've got your own lighting up here and USBs for charging your phone, so yeah, it's no downside for being upstairs at all. So I hope you liked that tour around this van.
I'm sure you'll agree with me. I think it's a cracking layout. It is my absolute favourite, and I think this particular one has got some really nice materials, really nice sort of look to it in terms of the colours, fit and finish of this van. I think it's just absolutely super. I'm sure they're going to really, really enjoy it, and we're quite excited to be handing it over within the next few days. So yeah, I think that'll be a great one for them to go and enjoy and get the maximum use out of this small space, which is what it's all about, isn't it? It's like maximizing what you can do within the confines of these vans, and I think we're just absolutely pushing it here to get the maximum amount of storage, really good bed size, and just that feeling of space within the small van, like we said. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please do give us a thumbs up if you have, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so then you get notification of our videos as we release them. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.